What's up everyone? So in case you didn't know, recently I have completed my first tag video response, and it just so happens that another tag game came along, and I was tagged! Once again. And you know, in times like this, I should be saying something along the lines of, why me? Why? But no, I'm gonna think positively and say, hey kids! Today we're gonna do something fun! What do you say, kids? Oh, here kids, look, we brought in Pinky the Clown! Now everyone, don't pull his pants off! Hold your horses, so we can go to the circus together! Doesn't that sound fun, kids? So, don't be an old man now! You guys are only 7! Go out there and have some fun! Okay, stop! And if you're hungry for more, you can always go to the hot dog stand over there and grab yourself some meaty burgers or some horse wieners, fresh from England. Please! And if that's not enough, you can always settle for some pickled herrings or maybe salmon. Okay, that's enough. Assistant, you're fired! Alrighty, so XxX has tagged me into a 5 facts video, and I feel totally honored, so let's just get it over with. Fact 1. Son, come here. We need to talk. Hey, Dad. As you can probably tell from this last scene, I really dislike the smell of smoke or any type of air pollutant for that matter. I pretty much had really bad experiences with it in my childhood because my dad would smoke inside the house all the time, and that just sort of polluted my lungs because I would always end up in the hospital with bronchitis or asthma, just coughing away. Literally, I think one time I nearly coughed my lungs out. Come to think of it, any type of air pollutant really bothers me, like really strong perfume or like heavily dusted areas such as like places in China. I mean, on my last visit to China, the air was so polluted, I just had to look like a bandit. I have the gas mask to breathe in heavy smoke environments. And people that walked by me, they were like, did you know that only 3 professions of people use these gas masks here? Doctors, street sweepers, and people with SARS. So, according to my calculations, I have a 33.3% of catching SARS! Run! Fact 2. I have a scar under my lips. It's right here. How I got it? Well, it's a long story, but I'll try to make it short. Well, it all started when my mom took me to this one really shitty daycare. You probably have heard of it if you have seen my Mother's Day special Awkward Edition video. Basically, the daycare was really crappy, and for playtime, they only give you Legos and nothing else. However, I had one goal in mind. I took all the Lego, and basically I wanted to build one of the highest Lego castles in the history of that daycare. But what happened was, the thing got really high until I was standing on a chair and I was putting on the last few pieces together, but I couldn't put on the top because that was just too high for me. And since I watched so many of those old Jackie Chan movies, I figured that I could at least do something cool. So with the influence of movies, I jumped up like a ninja. You know how in those movies where ninjas can like somersault in the air and they can do stuff in the air? Note, I didn't have any ninja stars to use, so I threw a CD. So I wanted to like do a somersault and snap the last piece of the castle together. It was one of the most stupidest things I ever done in my entire life. Not only did I miss, I ended up somersaulting my chin right onto the table corner. Here's an epic reenactment. As the table corner approached my chin 0.1 centimeters away, it was then I began to realize, was I on crack? But how could you expect a 4-year-old to understand what crack was? But that was not the worst part of it. The worst part of it was, upon impact, the table shook really hard, and the entire Lego castle fell. So much for the dream. It was completely ruined. Fact number 3. I really dislike going to hospitals. One of the main reasons is because the hospitals here, you have to wait such a long time. I remember the days when I had asthma and I had to take one of these puffers. This is probably 10 years old now. But you see, these babies didn't work. So I had like really hard time breathing at the time. So my dad had to take me to the hospital and the doctors were like, "We will be with you shortly." And so I waited forever, just wheezing away in the waiting room. You can imagine how horrible it was. Here, son, use a puffer. Your friendly neighborhood doctor is here. Oh my, this is serious. And you know what? At that time, I only had enough space in my airway to say 3 words. I'm still alive! But thank God I totally recovered from my asthma after entering a Chinese hospital where they give you one of those big, giant, huge needles like this size, and they stick it right up your ass. Fact 4. Alright, so most of you probably don't know this, but I am currently studying engineering, and I get really annoyed when people come in and they'll be like disturbing my thought processes, and I would eventually forget the ideas that I have thought of. Fact 5. I can play the piano. Blindfolded. Alright, so that concludes my 5 fact tag video. Thanks for tagging me xxX. And as you can probably tell, the lighting at my place sucks right now because it's getting dark out. And so I'm gonna hurry up and tag the next 5. Alright, actually I'm just gonna save some time by posting the friends that I'm gonna tag up on the description. So I look forward to your video responses and have fun!